Hello, my name is Dumisani Rashid. I am one of the youngest vendors, and I sell bracelets.
We introduce economic opportunity, and then we try to circulate and grow that opportunity so that everybody can benefit from it.
I've liked being here at the Healthy Food Hub. I bought here for probably maybe about a year or two. I'd like to talk to some of the vendors, and now I'm a vendor myself, so it's fun.
This is unique beyond simply just a market. We're not simply a place to shop because we're about building that ideal of community. We have this issue of lacking opportunities to purchase healthy food in our community. We want to get away necessarily from the term of food desert because there is food here, but is it the right food?
You know, if we look at this from a spatial standpoint, the locus of food production is generally removed from the people who are the consumers of food. And that has very significant implications in terms of the types of power relations inherent in the process of food production and food consumption. And when you live in a capitalist system where food production, food distribution, and food selling is commoditized, and the way those economies are configured may often be disadvantageous to working class and lower income communities, then we have to really ask ourselves whether or not this is a system that is sustainable. Not as a system that can be sustained in terms of time, but it is a system that is sustainable from the standpoint of enabling people who endure the greatest degrees of economic vulnerability to participate in. So you have that issue. You can think of those as sort of macroeconomic issues and maybe spatial issues. But within that, there's also this cultural dimension in terms of what has become of people living in urban centers, what has become of black folks in post-industrial America, where the collapse of industrialization, the expansion of the informal economy, the expansion of mass incarceration, where all these things have put us in a very fragile, a very vulnerable state. And so it behooves us to think about how food not only becomes an opportunity to change where food is produced and how it's consumed and what is consumed, but also where we can change how food is produced and who produces it and who is able to reap the economic as well as the cultural rewards, the cultural wealth of that process. And so the Healthy Food Hub is critically important in terms of us reconfiguring the locus of food production, repositioning people who at this point are largely consumers as the producers, and creating localized economies that in effect help us to empower and ideally transform communities. And so the work of the Healthy Food Hub is, obviously we're talking about food, but food is material culture. We're talking about transforming the material culture of the people, and in doing so, transforming the immaterial culture. And so changing how we think about this idea and this practice of commoditization, or changing the ways in which we relate and communicate with one another, or the ways in which we exchange goods and services with one another.
My name is Yiska Radcliffe, and I am a member of the Healthy Food Hub for about 3 years now. What I love about the Hub, it's not even like I have a love affair with the mega vision of Baba Fred and Dr. Jafunza. I initially thought I was just coming to a cooperative food place where I could get some cheap food, good healthy food, right? But as a member, when I came to a membership meeting and learned about, first of all, what food security means, already knowing how important it is after I understood what it was to our community, but learning the term food security, where our communities can be in total control of our food system from the seed to the table, I was blown away and became totally committed. So that's what I love about Healthy Food Hub and the Black Oak Center.
The Black Oak Center for Sustainable Renewable Living is located in Pembroke, Illinois. It's a 40-acre learning space dedicated to helping people survive, basically, as we approach this energy descent that is a direct result of capitalism, hegemonic structures, and ultimately not owning our production, not owning our aggregation systems, not owning the pathways towards healthier living. Black Oaks is about production, aggregation, and food access and distribution. The Healthy Food Hub is a part of that food access and distribution category. They're also beginning to train farmers as apprentices in their new RAFP program so that people who want to become farmers can now learn the skills and own land in Pembroke that has gone unfarmed for years. These farmers would then sell their produce in places like the Healthy Food Hub and other hubs around the city of Chicago.
It's more family environment. It's very welcoming, and they really have a peaceful atmosphere, a place where my daughter can come and have fun. And then also, like I said, the quality of food is good. And then they have the vendors as well, who are also promoting natural products, and their ingredients are natural. And a lot of times, even when you shop at all the other health food stores, you may get some products that are natural, but you can actually read their ingredients and say, okay, I know what I'm putting on my skin.
Not only do I come here and enjoy myself shopping, it's a wonderful environment. It's almost like meeting friends you haven't seen in years. It's very, very enjoyable to be here. So I am very thankful for the Healthy Food Club.
It's about a real circle. So as they've recycled their dollars into the hub, now we're recycling our energy back into building up the potential of this new vendor opportunity that this young man has here, and training up all of our children in this process, mentoring them, bringing them in, having them running through all of these different stages that we have for this market.
So I'll just write it down, keep trying until they go to the desk and cash in everything.
We had that moment today where Dr. Jafunza stopped the market, announced what fennel was, announced that there was a climate crisis that was causing a lack of celery, and then gave us an opportunity to engage with fennel, learn about fennel. And from that, questions were asked. Other people went to buy fennel. Other people went to ask, well, how does this taste? Have you ever used fennel? Have you ever cooked with fennel? And that's what it's about. It's about these conversations that occur in the interim, in the medium of the market, that are more important than simply just than simply just the actual purchasing itself.
We have weekly conference calls for those interested in helping to strengthen the infrastructure of community building. Because what we see right here at the Hub is the results of people's work. But in our weekly conference calls, we get together people who are committed to the mega vision or whatever part that they want to play in it, and then we speak into what are the skills we want to bring to help to strengthen it.
Localizing food production enables us to create a different type of culture, to allow a different type of culture to germinate and gain residence and flourish in places like Chicago, which unfortunately are places that are increasingly inhospitable to conditions that are really conducive for human welfare and flourishing. And so the Healthy Food Hub gives us the opportunity to reconfigure that by, again, looking and investing our resources and energy in localizing food production, both here as well as elsewhere.